Good day everyone. Welcome to the lecture series on power electronics. In this session we shall discuss the power circuit of boost converter. Boost converter is also known as voltage boost converter or current buck converter. Voltage boost corresponding to output voltage more than the input voltage, and current buck operation is corresponding to output current less than the input current, right? So now let me consider this current buck converter. Now in this circuit you can see that input side I am using a current source. So as long as I connect this current source to the load side, load current is same as the source current. So once you disconnect, then load current, so the load current would be 0, right? So it is corresponding to current buck operation. Okay, only for fraction of time of the switching period you have the source current available with the load. Remaining time you can its average value would be 0. And in an average sense, the load current would be less than the source current. It is corresponding to current buck operation. Now here the load is taken as resistive load. Capacitor is connected in parallel with resistor to smoothen the output voltage and also to provide the path for the ripple current, right? And coming to the switch that I want to use, so that is SPDT, single pole double throw switch I am using here. So single pole, so pole is connected to the source side, because so pole has to be can be connected to throw 1 or throw 2, so that current through the source will be provided with some path all the time. Whenever pole is connected to throw 2, source current would be same as the average load current. In fact, the current through this load and capacitor combination. And whenever it is connected to pole is connected to throw 1, so load source current is same as current through this pole and 3-1 switch, and then coming back. And load current average in average sense that would be 0. Okay. So now how to realize this current source? Usually in power electronics, so we use this combination, that is a battery in series with a large inductance in place of the current source. The characteristics of this series combination would be more or less similar to that of the current source. So you can replace that. Okay, so this acts as a current source. In fact, this combination acts as a current source. Okay, inductance value must be very, very large. Now what about this SPST? So let us see how can we realize SPST using the semiconductor switches. So that so now so we know from figure 3, whenever pole is connected to throw 1, current through inductor, so that should flow through this particular path, and current between pole and throw 1 must be in this direction. And what about pole and T2 terminals? So you can apply KVL for this loop, and you can see that so between pole and T2 you should have a switch in such a way that can block this voltage. Should have some kind of mechanism so that it can block so this kind of voltage V0 with this polarity. And of course, a steady state, I assume that capacitor is very, very large, so that voltage is constant. So this is a more or less constant voltage. Output voltage is constant, right? Similarly, from figure 3, so you can see that whenever pole is connected to throw 2, that is to the load, current through the inductor should flow through this pole and T2 combination, so this between these two terminals in this direction. And what about pole and T1? So pole and T1, so between these two terminals voltage should be this way, so V0 it should black. So this two terminals combination should black voltage with this polarity, and that value would be same as V0. You can apply KVL and you can see. Okay. So then what you should have between pole and T1 and pole and T2, so that you can realize this SPDT, that is this. So between P and T1 you should have a switch that should carry current in this direction, as shown in figure 3. So as shown in figure 3, it should block the voltage with the polarity as shown in figure 4. Right, so that is that would be the case. Similarly, coming to the switch that should be used to realize this combination P and T2. So that should carry current as shown in this figure 4, and that should black voltage as shown in this figure 3. And we know the we can control the output current or output voltage by controlling the switch between P and T2. So you should have a control switch between P and T2. I'm sorry, between P and T1. Okay, you should have a control switch between P and T1. And so as long as T1 this switch is conducting, so this inductor is going to be energized, and remaining time that is going to P and T2, the switch between P and T2 is going to carry the current. Okay, so between P and T1 you can use a control switch that can be a transistor or SCR. So BJT, MOSFET or IGBT, any transistor can be used, or SCR can also be used, but SCR we have disadvantage. You need to have combination circuit designed separately. So nowadays it is avoided to use SCR. So mostly MOSFETs or IGBTs are used to design DC-DC converters. Okay, between P and T2 you should have a switch, okay, which can block voltage with this kind of polarity and should allow current in this direction. So that so the equivalent switch, semiconductor switch, is diode. You can use diode, which need not be a control switch. Okay, so now let me show you the circuit diagram. So this is circuit diagram for realization of boost converter. You can see the switch is a control switch is used here. I am using a transistor, that is BJT I am using here, which is indicated by Q, and its on period can be controlled by duty ratio. And here, so between P and T2 I am using a diode, so which is a uncontrolled switch. So as long as you are as long as you are turning on this, there is no connection established between source and the load. And whenever you off, because inductor current cannot be made zero suddenly, so it should be provided with some other path, and this diode would provide path. So this way current would flow. So whenever this switch is off. So this entire circuit diagram indicate the power circuit of the boost converter. Of course, control circuit is not shown here. So control circuit is corresponding to duty ratio. Now in order to control the duty ratio, so that the control the turn on time of the switch, you need to design a control circuit that is not given here. Okay, that is not considered here. Of course, in this course we do not consider that. Okay, so if time permits, maybe we will discuss the firing circuits later on, maybe end of the course. Now switch Q can be realized using BJT, MOSFET, IGBT or SCR, but SCR along with combination circuit has to be used. So that is disadvantage. We don't use nowadays. It is in fact SCRs are replaced by the transistors for realization of the buck or boost or buck boost converters. Okay, so in next session we shall discuss the operation of boost converter in continuous current mode. Okay, thank you.